and just be an individual. I've had some wonderful one-on-ones so far. I had the most fun with Paige, so shout out Paige. We met in our Eli Squared office for College of Engineering and Computer Science, and I loved it. And you know what? It's just so nice to see like a different side of people. So yeah, please do set those one-on-ones with me. And then committee leadership meetings, similar to what Sierra was talking about earlier. I'll have them both for internal and fiscal, starting when we get back, just because we finally got our leadership this week.
I also wanted to point out all my sodas are gone, but there's still water in there, meaning that y'all are drinking more soda than water, and that's very concerning. And I will find out who you are, and I will make sure that you drink more water. That's all I had to say. Are there any questions for Senate President Pro Tempore DeMarla? Seeing none. Oh, Kentrell?
So what exactly does the non-compliance do if we don't complete the training on time?
It's like a slap on the wrist, kind of, but you do need it to be a senator. So I think Bodie has something to say.
Yeah, to be clear, if you're issued a non-compliance, that basically is your notice that you have 2 weeks to get into compliance. Then there will be various consequences that I have to look up to remember.
All right. Are there any more questions for Senate President Pro Tempore DeMarla? Seeing none. Deputy Pro Tempore of Legislative Affairs report, none. Deputy Pro Tempore of Senate Relations report, Deeser Mittal.
Yeah, hello everyone. So please fill out the social request form. It's in the Senate chat. You would just have to scroll up a little bit. It'll be very helpful for me. Additionally, keep an eye out for RSO allocation emails. And I'll be sending a form out tomorrow to pick your preferred RSOs. It will be first come, first served. And yeah, so if you don't send in anything, then I'll just assume you didn't have anything to pick or anything like that. But yeah, I would recommend you guys pick what you want to like represent and stuff like that.
Are there any questions for Deeser Mittal? Seeing none. Caucus reports, Asian Pacific Islander American Caucus, Chair Patel.
Hello, everyone. So today was the first meeting, and we elected me as chair and Senator Mittal as vice chair. We're going to start doing bi-weekly meetings, and I'm going to be setting out a survey to set a consistent meeting time for the summer.
Are there any questions for Chair Patel? Seeing none, Black Caucus, Chair Davalos.
Hey, y'all. I just want to say thank you guys again for voting me. Shout out to my caucus for already being the best, the brightest, the boldest, the beautifulest, and handsomest. Yes. And again, just have a great finals and to take care of yourself. I was not playing when I said to eat at least 2 meals a day and drink the necessary amount of water every day. And please don't sacrifice your sleep. It's not worth it.
Are there any questions for Chair Davalos? Seeing none, Disability Caucus, Chair Campbell.
Evening, everyone. We had a lovely meeting this week. I was elected as chair, and we elected now Vice Chair Duke as our Vice Chair for Disability Caucus. I was able to update the new members on the current status regarding Disability Commons and some of the headaches and some of the issues with finding a space, and was able to get some advice and some aid regarding some accommodations issues for the Universal Nights allocations that have been happening recently. The plan there is over the next couple of weeks, try and devise some ideas to send over to OSI to make the whole process much easier for the coming year and for what comes next. And I had Senator Sandlin take point on starting to address the lack of Braille signage in the Libra dorms and wherever else that may be on campus. By the time we next meet, hopefully I will have more information on a space for Disability Commons and the Braille signage.
Awesome. Are there any questions for Chair Campbell? Seeing none. Latin Hispanic Caucus, none. LGBTQ plus caucus, Chair Carter.
Hello, everyone. Recently, Paige Fentel was elected as vice chair of the caucus, and I was elected as chair for the caucus. So thank you so much for that. The meeting was very lovely. We got to elect both positions at the same time. In terms of the caucus, we hope to collaborate with other caucuses and committees to recognize intersectionality that exists within the LGBT community. And then for updates, I've reached out to Press Association or PSA to let them know that the caucus is up and running. Because the president did express concerns to me whether about the ex officio seat. So I just wanted to have to report with them and let them know that we are up and running. And we should have more information regarding when we will meet, how often we will meet, and initiatives we hope to accomplish.
Are there any questions for Chair Carter? Also, Chair Carter, another RSO that you would probably be interested in reaching out to is Color Me Queer. They just started up this spring, and I have the contact, the president's contact for that, and I can give that to you via Teams or after this meeting. Are there any questions for Chair Carter? Seeing none, Women's Caucus, Chair Bishop.
Hi, y'all. So we had our first meeting today where I was elected chair. So thank you. Y'all are so amazing, so great. Please fill out our summer when to meet so we can, get that running. We can talk about if we want to do weekly or bi-weekly once we have a day. Our next meeting, we'll be doing vice chair elections. So, come work with me, be my friend. And also please fill out the Google form that I sent. It's basically just like what y'all want to see as a committee, what you guys want to see from me, any ideas that you have, any special areas of focus that you want to work on. Also, a little plug, tomorrow from 6 to 9 in the Visual Arts Building, room 220, there's a really fun art show. There's going to be food, live music, and a lot of amazing art, amazing artists. There are going to be work for sale, and it's going to be really fun. So please come out, please come say hi. And yeah, that's it.
Are there any questions for Chair Bishop? Seeing none, unfinished business, none, fiscal committee time, none, fiscal committee reports, CRT Chair Samillo.
Hey y'all. So in committee today, we did do a fiscal PowerPoint for CRT. There is a copy of that in our agenda. If anybody wants to see that, it's organized pretty well. I can send a copy to anybody if you email me. And then we got a vice chair today. So Vice Chair Krinkle, right over there, raise your hand, yes, woohoo. And then Brody and I have talked about opening up the form and starting funding after July 1st.
Are there any questions for Chair Samillo? Seeing none, FAO Committee, Chair Butler.
Hi everyone, FAO met today and I shared a PowerPoint of basic rules for this committee. And I also gave out an FAO sample question sheet. Sadly, no one ran for vice chair. However, some people showed interest for this position and we will hold elections again next meeting.
Are there any questions for FAO Chair Butler? Seeing none, ORS Committee, Chair Borges.
Hey guys, this week we elected Vice Chair Temple, so kind of a demotion, I guess. The vote kind of 4-0 to 2. We went over our committee's transition binder, started filling out the summer when to meet. So if you guys want to join, we're filling that out right now, and established a committee absence tracker. We also did a fiscal crash course, went over CRT and FAO policies and ORS policies, our sanction tracker, and we conducted mock BPFs and a mock post-funding review. We currently do not have ORS representatives, so if you guys want to sit in multiple fiscal committees, you should join and become one of them. We'll do those elections when we get back.
All right. Are there any questions for ORS Committee Chair Borges? Seeing none, fiscal legislation, notice of legislation on first reading. Bless you. Fiscal Bill 5501 is remanded to CRT. Notice of legislation on third reading, none. Notice of legislation on second reading, none. Internal committee caucus time, ENA 15 minutes. What's the term for it again, Brody? Oh, okay. I recessed this body at 7:42 p.m. Oh, wait, Brody.
All right, really, really quickly, there is some baklava to celebrate Eid that Netta left. It's in the office. It does contain nuts, which is why I didn't bring it in here, just in case anybody has any allergies. So feel free to avail yourself of that during the recess.
And we'll return at like 7:58, whatever the 15 minutes is. I can't count.
Senator Samillo, absent. Senator DeCara,
Present.
apologies. Present. Senator Youssefari.
Present.
LJR rep. I don't think we have one of those yet. Pro temp rep, also not here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 4 or 5. 4 to 5 quorum is verified.
Okay, please take a look at the minutes and see if there are any changes to be made at this time. Control.
Motion to approve last meeting's minutes.
There's been a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting. Are there any objections? All right, seeing none, the minutes stand approved. Please take a look at the minutes and see if there are any changes to be made at this agenda, and see if there are any changes to be made at this time. Control.
Motion to approve today's agenda.
There's been a motion to approve the agenda. Any objections? All right, seeing none, the agenda stands approved.
Present and voting.
Acknowledged at 7:46 p.m. So open forum, nothing. Okay. Announcements from the chair. Tonight we're going to be caucusing for our appointees. Announcements from the vice chair.
Let's get this done.
Announcements from committee members.
Let's get them confirmed.
Announcements from non-committee members. Okay, old business, no bills, no resolutions. New business, confirmation of Austin Lazier. Did I say that right? Intro.
Motion for 5-minute speeches, unlimited questioning, unlimited debate.
President voting. Acknowledged at 7:47 p.m. There's been a motion for, 5-minute speeches, unlimited debate, and unlimited questioning. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion stands approved.
Yeah. Okay. Well, my name's Austin Lazier. I'm part of the College of Engineering and Computer Science. I guess I'll give you a little background. So initially from Massachusetts, moved here for school. Upon coming to school, I joined a fraternity. I currently serve as the Interfraternal Council President. So that's kind of my leadership outside of this. I looked to join Senate just because I was heavily involved in student government in high school, and I wanted to transmit that to when I actually got to college. But with the COVID, I never really got involved, but now I really do want to get involved. Essentially, I just want to stand as a voice of my college, and there's some stuff I want to get done based off of that, just to have my opinion stated and as a representative of my college. I mean, that's about it. I just feel that I'm good at taking people's concerns and amplifying and showing other people. So, yeah.
Okay, are we ready to move to debate? Kendra?
Yeah. Motion to move to motion to go to question.
There's been a motion to go to questioning. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion stands approved. Samillo?
What does your free time look like outside of your frat and major-based classes?
There's not a lot of it. I will say I also work through UCF's college work experience program at Lockheed Martin. So generally my day consists of waking up, going to work, going to class, doing the leadership position, and then whatever free time I have is generally spent doing homework. I would like to say I have very good time management skills, so I am able to handle more things being on my workload. But as far as free time goes, there's not much besides, I guess, working out to keep me entertained.
Samila?
So being part of Senate, you do have to sit on one committee. Do you know if there's any time within your day that you have like a space to actually do that?
As I said, most of my stuff's in the morning, and it does seem that most of the stuff is later on in the day. I have time to allocate. I just have to be willing to allocate it, which I am. My work, I'm able to kind of mold my schedule because it is through the school, and everything else I am able to make sacrifices and change my schedule around. So yes, I will have time to sit on a committee.
Yeah, what's like an initiative that you have with
For Senate specifically, some of the concerns in my college is just the way our class schedule is set up, getting that out there. There's only one lecture hall in the engineering building that can fit class size probably over 100, and that leads to most of our classes being either very early in the morning or very late at night. And when you have to go to class at 7 a.m. and then 7 p.m., you generally do not get to enjoy your day too much. So that's something, as a representative of my college, I definitely want to bring up as a concern. Besides that, through the Interfraternal Council, I've been heavily involved in philanthropy and community service initiatives, and kind of bringing that up to be more involved in student government. I know there's events like Nighthon, just hosting more events along that line where the whole community gets involved.
Takara?
Are there any internal or fiscal committees you would like to sit on?
Right now, I've looked at the Student Body Advocacy Committee, I think is what it's called. Just being a voice of the people, talking to people, working through concerns, stuff like that is something I'm interested in.
All right, speaking of that, what would you say your leadership style is that you would bring to that committee?
I think my leadership style is I'm pretty responsive. I would like to say I take a lot of opinions, internalize them, and try to work through them the best I can. My major is heavily involved in taking the concerns of machinists in an engineering facility and then answering their problems and kind of providing them solutions that fit their needs. That's kind of where I see myself in a leadership position, as someone that can take others' opinions, internalize them, work through them, and try to work in connection with them to get things solved.
Samila?
Do you know your statutory requirements as a senator?
I do not.
Okay. Do you want me to explain them to him, or like just leave it at that?
You can mention a couple.
Okay, so as a senator, you do actually have to come to the Senate meetings every single Thursday at 7. You can only miss 2.5 that are unexcused. You can submit requests to LJR saying that like this is why I'm absent. They do have to approve them. Also, you have to obviously attend the committee meetings, which I already mentioned. And then you have to like represent and allocate for RSOs that we have not been given to us yet, but the DSER will be allocating to us, which is coming up. He said tomorrow. He said an hour, right?
The email for
Yeah. So that'll be soon. I guess I'll have a working understanding of like the statutes and like all that stuff. But obviously most of us are new here, so like it's not too scary. There's a lot of people here that can help you, but I was just trying to see.
Yeah. A lot of people in my organization were heavily involved in student government. The current president and vice president are a part of IFC. So I've talked to them a great deal of just what this position consists of and what I have to do to actually be a member. I'm not doing this just so I can just come sit here and do nothing. Everything I do, I try to do to the fullest, and I don't get involved in something I don't care about. And that's really something I want to push. Yeah, and I can perfectly meet those requirements. Again, my schedule is full, but flexible.
What would you say your greatest weakness is, and how can student government help you fix that?
I'd say my greatest weakness is kind of speaking before I put too much thought into it on an occasion. Sometimes I'll just let my mouth do the thinking, and then I have to come back and restate things I've already mentioned. And that's a weakness, but also a strength because I do have the confidence to go up and speak when I need to, but sometimes I miss the point I'm trying to make. So just actually planning out what I'm going to say is something I've worked hard on trying to do and something I will continue to do. And hopefully this will help me in doing that.
Pro Tem Demarla. There's been a motion to move to debate. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion stands approved. Samilo?
I would like to vote in favor. Obviously, we don't have a lot of places for people to sit, and he seems like he's very involved and he knows what his initiatives are based on his college. He seems very determined, like he knows what he wants to do and why he wants to be here. So I will be voting in favor.
Dakara?
Like in our last meeting, basically I said it's like I like people that show the initiative of stepping up to this position when we don't have like the seats right now. Also, I don't want to just like fill in seats because we need to. I'd rather have someone sitting there that actually wants to do something and clearly shown here they want to do something. And I like it when people are doing stuff outside of student government. It shouldn't just be student government. And, it's clearly shown based on what he's stated already that he clearly wants to spend time here. And he's also has that. Even though he mentioned the full schedule, he did say flexible and that he would work with it, which is something that I did like. So I will be voting the affirmative.
Pro Tem Demarla? There's been a motion to move to voting. Any objections? Seeing none, the motion stands approved. All right, if you're voting in favor, raise your hand. That's 5. Those against? Those abstaining? All right, by a vote count of 5-0 to 1, he has been approved. Right now, new business, no new bills, no resolutions. Control?
Motion to adjourn pending final roll call.
There's been a motion to adjourn pending final roll call. Are there any objections? All right, seeing none, the motion stands approved. Roll call and verification of quorum again. Just final roll call.
Same as initial +2.
Brody, do you know where he sits? Does he know where he sits?
I hereby adjourn this meeting at 7:57 p.m.
I know.
1 minute. Well, look at the time. How short it is. I think Sleep is on my mind. That sounds great.
I hereby reconvene this meeting at 8 p.m. Internal committee reports. ENA Committee Chair Kana.
Howdy, Senate. First of all, congratulations to Vice Chair Cantrell, elected with a vote count of 3-0 to 2. ENA is set to hit the ground running with his experience and attention to detail, demonstrated in our first confirmation hearing and our second just now. So our first was confirmed by the committee Tuesday with a vote count of 4-0 to 1, and that is Jason Whitson. And we'll be seeing him and Austin Lazier on the Senate floor tonight. Lazier was approved with a vote count of 5-0 to 1. And we started a framework of questions for nominees concerning their potential roles in student government and how they can embody the core values of UCF student body in their positions. And anyone interested in joining ENA is encouraged to reach out to Vice Chair Cantrell or myself. And that's all from me.
Awesome. Are there any questions for ENA Chair Kana? Temple.
A very dumb one, if I may ask, to either member of leadership. Will you guys be sending memes again of ENA, of joining ENA?
I'll let Vice Chair Cantrell handle that.
If so need be, join ENA or suffer.
What he said.
I don't want to know what the suffering part entails. Are there any other questions for ENA Chair Kana? Seeing none, GAP Committee Chair Temple.
Good evening, Senate. So this week we elected our vice chair. Congratulations to Vice Chair Bishop, who was elected with a vote count of 2 to 3 to 2. And yes, you read that right. It is a vote count of 2 to 3 to 2 because that vice chair election was quite contentious. And I mean that in the best possible way. Both candidates had presented themselves in very, very fantastic mannerisms, as well as policy initiatives. But of course, it went to Vice Chair Bishop, and it just goes to show how extremely excited I am and how extremely fruitful this committee is going to be. The rest of the meeting was, of course, dedicated to outlining the session and how we'll be organizing things such as the Student Priority Survey. And I will be working with SBA as well as comms in order to work on distributing that survey sometime in June. In the meantime, if you do have any questions about government policy or you want to know about and how to get involved in GAP, please reach out to myself or Vice Chair Bishop. I did actually have a fact here about Asian American history, but I'll just kind of go off of what I remember. So March 28th, 1898, the Supreme Court case of United States versus Wong King, I can't remember the name. You know what? I'll just say it in Senate forum later.
Okay.
That is all.
Are there any questions for GAP Chair Committee Temple? GAP Chair Temple. Seeing none. LJR Committee Chair Yalamanchili.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and hello, everyone. LJR held its first meeting this Monday at 4:30, and we are proud to have elected Vice Chair Hurst. We approved 12 absence requests, denied 3, and postponed 1 indefinitely. Once we meet in the summer again, we intend on drafting a precedent sheet for the approval of absence requests, which would detail the committee's policies on what absences we would give excuses for and what we would not. In addition, when we come back, there will also be reviews of governing documents such as the Student Body Constitution, SG statute titles, and the Senate rules, and absences reset after this meeting, considering that this meeting is the last meeting of the spring semester. I have listed all the absence requests in my announcements. I will not read them out because of how many there were. And this day in history, on 20th of April, 1972, Apollo 16 landed on the moon with Commander John Young and pilot Charles Duke, and this would be the second to last Apollo mission. So that's pretty cool. Thank you.
Are there any questions for LJR Committee Chair Yalamanchili? Seeing none, SBA Committee Chair Hurst.
Hello, everyone. SBA met today and elected a new vice chair, Senator Richmond. We also voted to go in favor of Proclamations 5501 and Resolution 5501. As right now, there is no concern form currently on Night Connect. I'm going to work on one soon. Just like I told my committee today, please let me know if you have any questions you need to add to the form specifically, or if you have any questions about anything in particular that kind of concerns student body advocacy, please reach out to me as soon as possible.
Are there any questions for SBH Committee Chair Hurst? Seeing none, confirmation. So before I want to preface with, please look at the ENA minutes in which these two individuals were seen in ENA. I will not take any questions that have been already asked by the committee members. This is not only for the interest of time, but to expand on our knowledge on how they would potentially contribute to our body. And Chair Kana will be the one to make the motions regarding moving to debate, moving to voting, things like that. So I will not be taking anyone else's hands except for Chair Kana. And with that, Chair Kana.
All right. So tonight we're going to be confirming 2 nominees, Austin Lazier first, and then Jason Whitson, both for the College of Engineering and Computer Science. So is there a motion? Temple?
Oh, my apologies. I was going to make a motion for, 5-minute speeches, 10-minute questioning, 10-minute debate.
There's been a motion for 5-minute speeches, 10-minute questioning, 10-minute debate. Are there any objections?
Wait, Brody, would she just be calling them up, and then I'll do the motions for minutes, and then when it comes to debate and voting, would she just be like, we are now in debate, we are now in voting procedures? How would that look?
No, the only thing that the ENA chair, vice chair has to do is like introduce the candidate and then make the motion to vote. Everything else is just like normal, just to make the motion to vote.
Thank you. I forgot. It's literally been a year since we've done these.
No, no worries.
Patel, are you here for president voting? Okay, in 5 minutes. So Chair Kanal, you can introduce them, and then I will call on you for voting procedures. You can call them up.
Okay, so first, Austin Lazier to the podium, please.
Clap, y'all. So sorry. No, just one at a time, yeah. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh. All right, I will take a motion. Temple?
I move for 5-minute speeches, 10-minute questioning, 10-minute debate.
There's been a motion for 5-minute speeches, 10-minute questioning, 10-minute debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, those are some good numbers. We are ready when you are.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Austin Lazier. I'm a third-year industrial engineering student, so I'm part of the College of Engineering and Computer Science. I'm initially from Worcester, Massachusetts. I moved here in 2020 for school. Outside of potentially being involved in student government, I currently serve as the Interfraternal Council President, so the Greek Life Fraternity President, and I also participate in the Lockheed Martin College Work Experience Program. I came to join Senate because I've always been interested in student government. When I was in high school, I served on student government, and then when I came to school, it was in the midst of COVID, and I kind of lost my interest in it just because there wasn't physical stuff, so I didn't get involved. Now coming into my junior year and now going into my senior year, I realized that this was something I missed out on and something I definitely want to get involved in. So talking to some people in some of my organizations, I found that Senate might be a great place for me to join it. And that's why I applied and why I'm here. I really want to serve as a voice for my college. I think we are a good community on this campus, and I really want to help everyone in my college have a voice and to kind of have their opinions heard. That is it.
We are now in questioning. Are there any questions? Temple, then Borjas, then Campbell.
All right. Good evening, Mr. Lazier.
Yes.
Awesome. I sat in on the ENA meeting just earlier, and I heard that you wanted to join SBA. I wanted to get your I just want to get some details as to what you want to do for the university as a whole. Should you join that committee?
So to my understanding of the committee, the way it was explained to me, student body advocacy, you kind of listens to the concerns of the students, and it's kind of relaying that, at least to my understanding. Through my other positions, that's kind of always been something I've been involved with, and through my actual career path, just kind of taking the problems that people have, taking the changes people want to see, and bringing up to people that can actually have a way of making them happen. That to me has always been the base of student government and any kind of leadership, is making the changes that need to be made and giving the people a voice. And that's what that committee looked to me most embodied from what I've seen of it.
Paula, you may.
Insofar as this, what you just said, what tangible plans or strategies do you have in mind about that? Like, how do you intend to advocate for the student body in tangible manners?
So one of the first things, I'm involved in a decent amount of clubs and organizations and stuff specifically in my college and in my classes. I think an important thing to do is to reach out to people and just have conversations. You kind of have to come to people as friends and give them a place to voice their concerns, and just make sure that you're listening to what they're saying and that you bring it up, and you don't try to make your own solutions, but you work with them to find the best solutions. And that's something I've taken from my job as an industrial engineering college work experience program. The way we work with machinists and operators to look at the problems they have with the workshop, and you have to realize that you can't just go above their heads to fix this problem. Otherwise, you'll cause more problems. You have to actually work with them, listen to what they think you should change, and then taking that with a grain of salt and changing stuff accordingly. So this is, of course, is an entire committee, and we would vote on things, but just having that voice for my college.
Borjas.
This could be like maybe for the ENA chair. Is there any other documentation, like a resume or anything we have access to, or just this?
As far as I know, I received an email with these 2 nominees, and that's it.
Campbell.
Yes, so unfortunately, I don't have the full copy to the minutes. I'm having a little bit of technical issues on my end, so I do apologize if my question.
I'll let you know if anything.
Thank you. So I have 2 questions. They're both relatively quick. Are there any caucuses that piqued your interest when you were initially looking? That's my first question.
As of right now, no. That's something I think will develop with time, and as I speak to more people. I'm pretty close with some of the people that have been in student government in the past, and I think upon having conversations with them, I will discover what I want to do a little bit more. But for right now, I'm just here to learn and potentially just join and develop where I want to be. I know I will eventually try to seek out leadership positions, as I do with most of the things I'm involved with. And yeah.
Your second question.
Yes, my second question is also relatively quick. So you mentioned that you're industrial engineering and you're part of Lockheed Martin's collegiate work experience program. My question for you is, how do you believe those that experience transfers over to something like student government. From my knowledge and my experiences with both, it's fairly top down, whereas student government is fairly peer based. How do you believe those experiences can transfer over?
So that my major in specific, industrial engineering. I like to think that we're the engineers of the actual operators. We're kind of the communicators between the operators and the other engineering. So my discipline in particular is all about, hey, we go and we talk in person. We're not sitting at our desks fixing issues. We're actually communicating and solving problems with everybody. So from actually my major standpoint, I think that's very important to student government. And just, yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. I just think what I'm doing there is a lot of listening to people, delegating, talking through issues, taking opinions and being like, okay, that's a great opinion. Financially, that doesn't make sense. That's a great opinion, but we can't implement that in the time frame we have. Just working through those problems where it's listening and then communicating the issues and then coming to a resolution, which I think is what student government is and what all government is. Issues get brought up and then you as the delegates come to a conclusion.
Hurst, and then Borges.
Hi. So you said that your initiative is something about better schedules for the CECS. Can you clarify what that means?
Yeah, so the College of Computer Science and Engineering, I think I didn't mess that up. Basically, there's one lecture hall in both of those buildings that's big enough to fit a class size over 100. And we're a relatively big college, which means we have a lot of class sizes over 100. This involves a lot of scheduling issues wherein most of our classes are either very early in the morning or very late at night at another college's buildings. And this has caused a lot of problems, especially with most of our discipline needing to do a lot more internships and a lot more experience from the working side of point. It's very important for us to do that as undergraduates. So if you have a 7 a.m. class, a 2 p.m. class, and a 7 o'clock at night class, you basically are spending your whole day waiting for class. That's just a problem with the way our stuff is organized. So that's an opinion and that a lot of people have voiced to us. And I think it's important to kind of discuss better resolutions for it. Maybe just switching around. Physically adding a building is not practical, but implementing better scheduling and actually examining other colleges' scheduling to find the places where we can fit in a little bit better rather than being stuck at the end of the day or the beginning of the day.
Borges?
Yeah, you were asked during the caucus if you knew your statutory requirements, and you said you didn't, but between that time and now, do you remember any of them? Can you restate any of them now?
Yes. From my recollection, we had the committee meeting, the Senate meeting on general body meeting on Thursdays at 7 p.m. And then the meetings with your committee, whichever committee you choose, for at least once a week. On top of that, you're allowed 2 excused absences, I believe, and then past that point, you'd be removed. And that is the ones of my recollection.
Any other questions? DeCara?
Do you think that you also sitting on the IFC president leadership role is going to interfere with your ability as a senator to serve?
I do not. I think that will help me be a voice of another community. And I think that's important. I think having multiple backgrounds, which all of us do, is very important to helping give it a more well-rounded opinion. Yeah, I think it's important that I've always been able to separate things as well. So separate things that need to be separated as well as combine things that can be combined. I'm a voice of a people for that organization, but I also serve my college. I also serve my own self, and I serve everyone that, yeah, just taking in a bunch of opinions. I do not believe it will be a negative thing, if anything, a positive thing.
Any other questions? We have 30 seconds left, so. Temple?
Seeing as there are 30 seconds left, I make the motion to move to debate.
There's a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now in debate. Give me 1 second while I restart this timer. Okay, we are now in debate. Hurst, and then Borges, and then is there anyone else? Okay, go ahead.
This candidate, I actually think, is a great candidate for working for Senate. One of the key things that I heard the candidate say was that they don't always have the right solution, and working with a group of people to create the right solution is important to them. And I appreciate that very much because this is not a one-person decision body. We all work together to try to come up with solutions for everyone. I appreciate that very much. I'm also looking forward to trying to help them work out a better schedule for CECS. And I think that this person should be allowed to join our body.
Whereas?
I also think he's great. I didn't see any other hands. So, okay.
Kana?
Motion to move to voting.
There's been a motion to move to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now there. With a vote count of 27 to 0 to 8, congratulations. You are now confirmed as a senator.
Thank you.
If you don't mind waiting in the back after the next individual, and then you'll be sent to be sworn in.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. All right, Chair Kana.
All right, and our next nominee is Jason Whitson for the College of Engineering and Computer Science, seat 11. Could you please come to the podium?
Control.
Just so you guys know, I redid the link for E&A minutes, so now that links to the actual meeting minutes from Tuesday, so you can see the questions for this candidate on there.
Thank you. Patel.
Present voting.
So noted at 8:20 p.m. Is there a motion for speeches, questioning, and debate? Temple.
Move for 5-minute speeches, 10-minute questioning, 10-minute debate.
There's been a motion for 5-minute speeches, 10-minute questioning, 10-minute debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we're ready when you are.
Hey everyone, my name is Jason Woodson. I'm a Central Florida native who is currently studying electrical engineering at UCF. I'm also a part of the Honors College on campus, as well as being a member of IEEE. I'm interested in joining the Senate because I have seen the positive impact it has on campus, and I want to be both a part of that positive impact as well as being able to enhance it. I'm currently interested in joining the FAO committee as well. I've seen many different engineering projects that, although they are amazing, they do cost a lot of money with different electronics. And I want to be part of the organization that allows those projects to be able to happen. Thank you for your time, and I'm ready to start questioning.
All right, get to business. I see. All right, we're now in questioning. Are there any questions for our candidate? Duke?
Hi. Given that you're interested in FAO and more like the fiscal side of things, are there any like initiatives or anything that you would want to do like in particular? And could you like elaborate on that if you have anything?
So currently, I don't think I have anything in mind. I know of a group of engineers that are actually trying to make a real-life WALL-E robot, which costs a little bit of money. A lot of it is 3D printed, but the electronics are pretty expensive. But I know that there are so many different engineering RSOs on campus that are constantly making new projects. So I plan on talking to people that are in those groups, as well as going to different meetings, even if I'm not part of the RSO, just to know what's going on with what projects they're doing.
DeMarla?
So for Senate, like an important part of Senate are our caucuses, because they give us an opportunity to really target that underserved population that maybe we wouldn't be able to reach otherwise. So do you have any in mind that you'd like to join and represent their voices?
So when it comes to a specific caucus, I don't think there's one that I'm dead set on at the moment. I know that I want to join one. And I think that as I'm a part of Senate and start to meet new senators who are part of these caucuses, I think I'll be kind of swayed to one. But all I know at the moment is that I'm going to join one once I learn more about them.
Are there any other questions? Campbell? Oh, there's Campbell. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not able to access the minutes right now, so I apologize. Can I get a quick clarification on your major and what past experience that you've had, whether it be work experience, volunteering, previous organizations you've worked with? Can you just give like a quick, maybe 20, 30-second rundown?
Yeah, of course. So I'm electrical engineering at the moment. I'm an Eagle Scout, and I previously had gone to state science fair with a math project, but currently I don't have any engineering work experience.
Hurst, is that, I'm not Hurst. Campbell, is that a follow-up question or a separate question? Then we'll go Hurst and then you again.
Just so you're aware, I cannot access the minutes from your meeting at all, so I have no idea what questions were asked.
I'll let you know.
Probably this is not a question.
That's okay.
What was your Eagle project?
So I actually built a kick wall. I'm a soccer player. So basically it was just a big rebounder, because usually when you kick a ball, it goes away from you. And that's not very fun going to get it, because it's a lot more fun kicking it than running. So it basically just bounces the ball back at you. So I made that at my local park.
Campbell, then Temple.
I'll actually let Temple first. I'm going to rethink my answer.
I think I know what this question is. Go ahead.
I think you may guess right. So seeing as you are a soccer player, sorry. It's a fun question just to lighten the mood. Do you follow a particular team by chance?
Oh, I probably know the most about soccer at UCF personally. I follow it a lot, and I have a buddy on Orlando City. So I'm not very good at playing, though. I just know about it.
Follow up.
Quick one. Of the teams that you know, which is your favorite?
Orlando City. I don't really watch the Europe stuff. I know about it, though.
Campbell?
My apologies. So just a quick question. So you said you're an electrical engineering major. Is there any, just so I can get a little bit of idea of the type of person you are, do you have any ideas or projects that you're kind of working on the side that would involve your degree? Any things you're kicking around, anything that might evolve into something bigger?
Yeah, so over the summer, me and my friends have a lot of plans. One of my friends is trying to make like an actual go-kart, like from scrap metal, but he lives like pretty far away. Me and my roommate are trying to make a homemade like portable phone charger, which we probably won't have to make in the dorm because it might explode. But there's a lot of different projects that we're just kind of doing around, because a lot of my friends are engineers. So we have a lot of bad ideas.
That probably explains the many fires at towers that we might have every year. Are there any other questions? Campbell?
Point of information, the most recent notable towers fire was because someone left their air fryer on a turned on stove.
It's
not
something-
lithium batteries.
It's something every time fall starts, it's a fire. Like every time. Can't be the only one who notices that. Temple?
An actual serious question. So seeing as you are very passionate in joining student government, what do you intend on taking away from this experience?
A lot of experience, really. I like surrounding myself with people who know more than me, and that's not really hard because, but it's nice to be around people that I can learn from. And I've never really been part of a SGA organization. At school, my girlfriend was the president, and I needed a little time away from her telling me what to do. So now that she goes to FSU, I figured I'd kind of hop in. But it's nice to be around people that know a lot more than me.
Are there any other questions? Kana?
So one last one. What is your leadership style and how are you going to employ that in student government?
So as a leader, I think it's similar to one of the questions that I had in my ENA committee meeting. I like to take a lot of responsibility myself, which is something that as over time I learned that I need to delegate more. But I like to think that I'm a responsible guy who's I don't try to put myself above anyone, even if I'm in a leadership position, because I think the team works a lot better when everyone's doing an equal part.
Any other questions for our candidate? We have 4 minutes remaining. Duke?
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now in debate. Lacasse?
Yeah, so I actually went to high school with Jason, and I'd like to touch on like his personal background. I was never necessarily close to him, but he was someone that is impossible not to know of in high school, just because he was such a likable, personal person who was just always friendly and considerate, and was just always there for the people he's close to. And so, just on a personal level, I feel like he'd be a great senator because he's just such a strong communicator and would employ a lot of, just openness to the Senate that I feel like is always needed.
Temple? Duke?
I will be in concurrence with Senator Lacasse, given that information he provided, and moreover, the just general open-mindedness of the individual, as well as the strong desire to help the student body, as well as their likeness to football. I will be very much voting in favor of him, although I do need to teach you a bit more about European soccer.
It's called soccer, yeah, not football.
We can discuss this later.
Please don't vote no.
Duke.
Yeah, no, so I'll be voting in favor too. I liked a lot of his answers to his questions. And I also just wanted to say that when you said that you played soccer, Ethan's face just lit up with complete joy and it was really funny. So.
Patel and then Hurst.
He's well spoken. He's cool. And I like him.
Thank
Hurst.
I like that you're a Boy Scout because I miss that kind of like Boy Scout, Girl Scout kind of thing. I was a Girl Scout and I still have my gold award. I think that this candidate is very qualified to join this body because they have the passion and the charisma to try and join this body and want to work on these projects and work with people that may know more than them, may not know more than them. Depends on who you talk to. So I will be voting in favor of this candidate.
Hochfelder.
I'll be voting for this candidate because he spoke truth and called it soccer.
Thank you.
We've had a lot in affirmation. Is there anyone in to negate? Seeing none, I will not take a motion, but Kanal.
Motion to move to voting.
There's been a motion to move to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now there. With a vote count of 33-0-2, congratulations. Daniel over there in the black shirt will lead you to the back to swear you in. Once you come back, you'll be shown to your seats where you'll say present and voting as officially a senator. All righty, where are we now? Great job, everyone. Internal legislation, notice on legislation on first reading, none. Notice of legislation on third reading, none. Notice of legislation on second reading. Resolution 5501. Oh, actually, notice of legislation on second reading. I'll take a motion. Temple.
Moving 5-minute speeches, 10-minute questioning, 10-minute debate.
There's been a motion for 5-minute speeches, 10-minute questioning, 10-minute debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, Resolution 5501, resolution urging the University of Central Florida to begin phase 2 of the Center for Innovation in Entertainment and the Arts. Pro Temp DeMarla, you have 5 minutes when you're ready.
Hello. So this is a proclamation that's been done every session as of recent. So when I met with the College of Arts and Humanities this past spring, they asked me if I could make this into a resolution again for this session. So the Center for Innovation and Entertainments and the Arts has been an ongoing project, but phase 2 has not been able to come to completion yet because of funding issues and more such, and the university decides to put their money in other places. We think I wrote this resolution because I believe the student body thinks it's important to have this center. The arts is very important for all of us. It's a way for us to embrace individuality and culture and show that there is community here on campus. They will actually be coming here to the next Senate meeting, so they'll be able to go through their entire presentation. They'll show you what it looks like and like what exactly, like, it's huge, it's beautiful, but it's not just used for theater and stuff like that, but it can be used. They showed me an image of like an esports League of Legends layout, so like it's like on the big screen, and it's a place for the College of Engineering Computer Science to store drones. I think this is very beneficial for the student body. Not only will it help the students here, but it will be a way for UCF to propel itself into the future and make its stance on universities worldwide and also the Orlando community.
We are now in line for questioning. Hurst.
It's not quite a clarification. Is this what I do amendments? I have an amendment.
You have amendment.
This is one.
You would move to see your amendment as a block.
Move to see my amendment.
You object or not? Will not object because we're not in the motion. But Temple.
Point of order. We do that typically in debate, not in questioning.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you
That's
so much. That is so
I can
true.
wait.
Who is any other questions? Temple,
Seeing no other hands, we move to debate.
move to debate. There's been a motion to move to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, Hurst.
Move to see my amendment.
There's been a motion to see Hurst amendment on the resolution as a block. Are there any objections? Seeing none, I'll take a motion. Temple,
A question to the chair. if
You
I
may.
ask. If to point out the amendments, which one are they specifically?
Specifically, my amendment is the one that's blue. It's just changing the year.
oh, that would be a technical.
Oh, move to see my amendment as a technical.
You can move to see as a
Because you said it says at the opening doors end of fall 2027 without any financial delays. The next thing says financially set back to the opening date of 2027. I believe you meant 2028 because end of fall 2027. If it changes, yeah.
I'll see that as a technical.
Okay.
Here's how I'll do it. Yeah.
Motion to see all my amendments, so the ones in red, as a block.
There's been a motion to see Pro Temp DeMarlo's amendments as a block. Are there any objections? Seeing none, I'll take a motion. Temple.
Move for 3-minute speeches, 5-minute questioning, 5-minute debate.
There's been a motion for 3-minute speeches, 5-minute questioning, 5-minute debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, 3 minutes when you're ready.
These are just additions I made to kind of tie it into the 2022 to 2027 UCF strategic plan, just to kind of emphasize that this kind of adds into the direction that UCF wants to go. Therefore, it should be more of a priority, and we should set aside funding for that.
All right, we are now in questioning. Are there any questions? Seeing none, is there a motion to move to debate? Is there anyone wishing to speak in debate? I'll take at least one. Hurst.
This is a good idea. We should vote in favor of it.
Do you want to retain?
Sure. Move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 32 to 0 to 3, the amendment passes. We are now still in debate. And if there's no other debate, I'll take a hand for a motion. Are those all motions? Debate, Lacasse.
I mean, I feel like the sentiment is probably in the positive anyway, but I will say that as a marching night and just someone who appreciates the arts in general, I feel like UCF has been known as like a science college, which is not a bad thing. It's very good that we emphasize science, and now moving into the Big 12 year effort, also emphasizing, how we are in our sports area. But I feel like there's definitely more we can do to emphasize the arts and humanities for our university to make ourselves just that much more well-rounded. So I just feel like this is a step towards that.
Temple, is debate.
Yes. I will also be voting in favor of this piece of legislation. I've seen, I was in the prior sessions where we saw similar resolutions, and the idea of expanding arts and humanities is incredibly important, especially in today's society. It is arts and humanities is a way for us to connect to us as who we are as individuals. It allows us to express ourselves through whatever sort of medium you have. And I've seen the pictures that Pro Tem DeMarlo was referring to. It is gorgeous, and I'm not just saying that because pretty lights. If the Pro Temp is willing and able to, would she be open to at least including a picture of that, of whatever the thing was?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, I can link it. It's not like a really good picture. I just took it they were like showing it on the screen in their office, but I don't know how to go about doing that, Brody. Oh, yeah.
In any case, once you see the picture, it is like gorgeous, and I will strenuously encourage you all to vote in favor of this bill.
Debate, Hurst, and then Campbell.
The arts are a very important thing to have, especially in a society that's very focused on STEM. This building and the surrounding the project is not just for arts, but it is a focus for it. And I think that it's very important for us to try and support the arts community as much as possible. Therefore, I will be voting in favor of this.
Campbell,
May I retain?
you may.
So I don't know if many of you know this, but I'm a double major actually. My other major being part of the College of Arts and Humanities as a history major. I have, and even outside of that, I have ties to College of Arts and Humanities and specifically the performing arts. My uncle graduated and was actually taught by now Dean Moore back when he was a UCF student. He graduated with his bachelor's in percussion performance, and I've been part of some of the high school camps that the Performing Arts Center does, specifically the percussion department. And the facilities they have now are great, but seeing what could come next and seeing how they can interact with the other colleges and kind of increase that integration, that just even the little bits that we have are completely amazing. There's no reason why we shouldn't, say, hey, let's get this done. And with that, move to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 36 to 0 to 1, this resolution passes. All right, proclamations. Proclamation 5501, proclamation celebrating Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. Pro Tempore DeMarla, you have 5 minutes when you're ready.
Hello. So this is another proclamation, or not another piece of legislation that I wrote. So APAM, to shorten it, is to celebrate Asian Pacific American Heritage Month. And it's in the month of May while UCF celebrates it in April. But I wanted to write this proclamation to say that student government supports the APIA community here on campus, and sees them and recognizes this month and their heritage, and then all the various communities that make up UCF, with them being a significant part of it. I yield my time.
We are now in questioning. Are there any questions? No questions. Okay, I'll take a motion then. Temple.
Move to debate.
There's been a motion to go to debate. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now in debate. Temple?
I move to see my amendments as technicals.
Oh, okay.
They are the second to last whereas clause.
Second to last.
It's just adding a comma and space and the word and.
Okay, I'll see it as a technical. I can't see it on my computer for some reason, but I'll take it as a technical. Campbell?
Yeah, this is fairly simple. We've done proclamations for Black History Month, Women's History Month, Autism Awareness Month. Doesn't stand a reason why we shouldn't do it for Asian Pacific American Heritage Month as well.
Are there any other? Oh, Hurst.
May I retain?
Is that a debate? No, you may not.
Okay. This is a very good thing to do. I don't know if it's a point of clarification or a point of.
You can ask.
Yeah, usually we do this as UCF in April just to celebrate the month, but nationally it is done in May. We would have done this before April, but did not happen last session, and it's been a little bit kind of crazy. For future reference, we're probably going to try and do this earlier, so it gets done when UCF does actually do this instead of when it happens on the national stage.
May I retain?
You may.
I'm not going to go too much in a spiel about this because I've done it in sessions past, but the Asian Pacific Islander Desi American community is a community that I hold very close to my heart for a lot of reasons. And there is great value in learning about what the APITA community has done for the United States and what it can do for the United States. Therefore, passing this proclamation would at the very least provide an inkling of, great inkling of support to this community, a community that has gone through a lot. So I will not move to vote. I will yield to Vice Chair Cantrell.
Question for Pro Temp DeMarlo. Question for Pro Temp DeMarlo.
You may.
So I just looked up and it does start in May. So would it make more sense to maybe wait a little bit till May or just do it early?
So we've been.
Let me. So basically we want to like say proclamations earlier because it takes a while for like not only proclamations, like obviously it's going to be seen on second reading, but also for it to be signed and everything. So by the time it's signed, then it's most likely going to be during the month that it's recognized. But if Pro Temp tomorrow wants to elaborate on that.
Yeah, same thing. And also like, so it seems that we recognize it ahead of time and we're recognizing the whole month, not making it seem like, oh, we're in the month and we realize let's write a proclamation. And then also we're not going to get back till May 18th. So that'll be a while.
Temple?
Another point to add on to that, I do believe it is the either Mass or MSC, I think it's MSC, that does recognize and celebrates it in the month of April because we'll be out of school by May.
Good question, Cantrell, though. Sandlin. Woo, got it.
Motion to vote.
There's been a motion to vote. Are there any objections? Seeing none, we are now in voting procedures. With a vote count of 36 to 0 to 1, this proclamation has passed. First of all, Temple, are you okay, by the way? Okay, all right. All right then. Special acts, none. Senate Forum, Pro Tempore DeMarla.
Congratulations. We've seen our first piece of resolution and proclamation. So I want to give ourselves a round of applause. Woo! And yeah, just to reiterate what I said in the beginning, I'm always here for you guys. I kind of want to talk about my summer plans. Unfortunately, due to personal reasons, I won't be able to be here in person during the summer. And if you want to know the exact reason, I don't mind discussing in my office. It's just not something I'm comfortable sharing on the floor here. But I'll have office hours 10 hours or 7 to 10 hours a week. Like I'll literally just be on the Zoom call and you can pop in whenever. I'm a phone call away. I'm a text away. I'll always have my text, like my do not disturb off and stuff like that. But if you have any other ways you would like me to support you guys, please let me know. And I want to congratulate you guys again for working so hard these past 2 weeks. It's been really difficult with teams, and I understand that. So thank you for, despite all these barriers, that you guys are still going strong in Senate and still trying to work for the student body.
Temple?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. This was the fact I was going to detail in my GAP report, but due to my headache, as well as the commitments we had tonight, I wanted to push it to Senate Forum. But this is my APAM fact for the week. Concerns the United States versus Wong Kim Ark, which is, I'm not going to go into too much details because it's a Supreme Court case, but it is the principal reason why the idea of birthright citizenship is upheld in this country. There's a lot of history behind it, but the short end of it is a Chinese American was born within the United States, but because of the Chinese exclusionary acts, they would have ought to have been deported because the United States at the time was not allowing Chinese immigrants to come in. But the Supreme Court had basically ruled in favor of the family, Wong Kim Ark, and stated that because they were not employed in any diplomatic or official capacity under the Emperor of China, and they, of course, Kim Ark was born in the United States, he was, by the 14th Amendment, protected as a citizen of the United States. As a result, it is because of this case that we have that doctrine embedded within our constitutional psyche. That's all.
Borges?
Symphony Under the Stars is happening right now in Memory Mall. So if we could end this meeting, that'd be great. So we can all go. It's a great event.
Don't worry, my goal was 9:30 latest. Vintel?
So this Saturday, there is an engineering RSO potluck hosted by IEEE and PUNER, and I would invite any of the senators that want to come out and interact with those RSOs to come and do so. It is open to everybody. It will be on Lake Claire at 1 p.m. So this Saturday.
Awesome. I love how involved you are, Darla.
Can you put the date and time in the chat so I can refer back to it? Thank you.
All right. Are there any other senators wishing to speak during open forum? Senate forum? Not open. Hurst?
You guys can, sorry. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there's a walkout happening from 12 to 2 tomorrow at some point for reasons. That's happening just tomorrow, just so you know.
Okay. Are there any other senators wishing to speak during Senate forum? Richmond?
There's an Earth Day event the 22nd with UCF Dems, Defend Our Future, SG, and the Arboretum. It starts at 9:45, and we're meeting at the Arboretum.
Awesome. Any other senators wishing to speak during Senate forum? Sandlin?
I just wanted to expand on what Senator Hurst just said. There is a walkout. It's with an organization called Walkout to Learn. There will be a couple speakers. There's going to be catering there, and it will take place from 12 to 2, and it's in reaction to the recent attacks from Tallahassee on trans rights, on higher education, abortion bans, stuff like that. So if any of you want to come out, show your support, that would be much appreciated.
Any other senators wishing to speak? All right, seeing none, Senate deliberations. Are there any senators wishing to deliberate on a specific topic? Seeing none, we have some good decision-making people in here. Advisors report.
All right, just a couple of things for me. First of all, sorry about the Teams issue, or at least the specific one related to the ENA agenda. The key issue there being those of you who are in the ENA committee and in that channel could access the agenda. Those of you that are not cannot. So that's an issue, and that's what I'm gonna be doing during the break. Is trying to figure out a solution to that. I don't know what it is yet, but we're gonna look at that. So thank you for being patient with that and the countless other issues that you all are facing. Yeah, so obviously this is the last meeting of the semester. Coming up soon, you've all got finals and projects and presentations and whatever else you may have. Please take the time that is needed to prepare for those things, succeed on them, do well. It's very important. And then once you're done with that, once you're on break and then we have that week after finals and graduation ends, take the time to rest because you need that rest. If you spend that entire week just thinking about what you're going to do when you come back in the summer or thinking about Senate and all those things, then by the time you get there, you're already going to be burnt out. Take the time to rest so that you can be your best self when you do come back. Yeah, that's kind of it for me. Good work on the first 3 weeks. There's been a lot to happen, and you all have all handled it all beautifully. Let's do some senator shout outs. All right, Viha.
Firstly, shout out to the LJR committee. Y'all are awesome. We had a great meeting on Monday. We went through 16 absence requests and we killed it. So thank you very much. Second, I would like to shout out Vice Chair Hurst, also Chair Hurst, for being an excellent vice chair of the LJR committee. She has been doing impeccable work over the past 2 weeks, been going above and beyond. Is very helpful to LJR, is doing great at leading SBA, and let it be known that when LJR approved her absence for being sick on the 6th of April, the entire committee clapped. And next, shout out to Chair Borges for a very comprehensive and thorough crash course on fiscal policy and the work of the fiscal committees in this week's ORS meeting. I thought it was really good and hadn't really seen that type of deal in a Senate committee before. So thank you very much. Shout out to Chair Bishop for random acts of kindness yesterday, which me and Preston can attest to at Steak and Shake. And shout out to President Lopez for a great administration in the past year. Thank you.
All right. Amanda.
I could reach this, it'd be better. Shout out to Vihan for doing a great LGR meeting. Got us through all of that stuff really quick. Really good job with that. Also to all of our new vice chairs, congratulations on your position. Shout out to you for running. It's fantastic for you to take the initiative and get in that position. I'd also say shout out to Speaker Holmes for getting us out of here before 10 o'clock tonight. I was so concerned about that. Thank you. That's pretty much it.
All right. Yeah, Preston.
Shout out Bishop for such extreme generosity in regarding the events that Vihan talked about. Also, shout out to Vihan for being so helpful in other unfortunate events that occurred following that.
All righty, Reese.
Shout out to Vice Chair Cantrell for taking a chance and helping me out when I'm very inexperienced. His expertise is going to be very helpful, and I'm glad that he came into it with an open mind.
All right, Danny.
Shout out to Vice Chair Kringle because he was low-key peer pressured into his position today, but he handled it great.
Perfect. All right, Ethan.
All right, I don't have nearly as many this tonight, but let's give it a crack. First and foremost, shout out to Allo because I believe they are graduating here soon, are they not? Yeah. All right, that's the obligatory graduating one off. I wanted to shout out Chairs Hurst and Kenoff for getting off the ground and running at pretty much lightning speed. You guys are doing fantastic in your positions. The new senators, who I'm not sure where they are at, but I wanted to extend further congratulations to.
It's a good question.
Yeah, where are they? Oh well. My obligatory committee shout outs, ORS and GAP, no further explanations needed. Vice Chair Bishop for actually, for first and foremost, giving a really, really, really good run, as well as the Senator Sandlin for making that run possible. And I cannot wait to see how you do. And then finally, I wanted to shout out Chair Yalaman Chili for just being one of my a very close friend of mine, and I truly appreciate the work that you've been doing and like just you being you. And of course, shout out to you, Brady.
All right. Any other senator shout outs? Oh yeah. All right.
Shout out to Vice Chair Fentel for being a really fast typer for the meetings. Thank you for that.
All right. Anything else? Yeah, Ariel.
Shout out to Black Caucus. Again, you're the greatest, the bestest, the most amazing group of people. And thank you so much for being patient with me on Tuesday. I was trying my best to run, but it was not possible with the lawn chair. So thank y'all.
All right. Yeah, Vihan.
Shout out to Speaker Holmes. Thanks for the Coke and the Sprite and the candy.
Okay. All right. With that, Netta's not here tonight because she is celebrating Eid. So happy Eid to her. And then, yeah, Al.
Hello. Reminder that when legislation is passed in committee, the committee chair or vice chair needs to mark the vote count on that legislation. The sooner the better. If you're a new senator, which I also don't know where they went, I'm gonna be emailing them. And then
I told them to come back. Like,
do they know? Whatever. Check on your queer friends because everything sucks and they probably need, support. And then email me if you want a copy of the newest edition of the Cypress Dome. Don't tell me in person because I'll forget you said that to me. But if you email me, I will put one in Brody's office for you because I can't give it to you at the next meeting because this is my last meeting. Oh, I graduate. So yeah, I will still be around the office till I graduate early May. So feel free to say hello. You may see me training my replacement who is yet to be announced.
Can I get one? I still have one from last session too. Thank you. I will email you. Are there any questions for the advisors? Seeing none. Miscellaneous business resignations. I hereby resign Senator Kanawha from Women's Caucus and Senator Borges from CRT. Dismissals. I had a question about, was it Montaigne, Alderman Chile? And it's because, can you clarify?
Yes. So Senator Montaigne did fill out an absence request for her not attending the first meeting of the session, and that absence request was denied by the LJR committee.
So they have 2.5 absences then?
That is correct.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry, I just need a clarification. Okay, so dismissal. I hereby dismiss Senator Montaigne and Senator Copeman. Appointments. I hereby appoint Senator Patel and Senator Pullman to ENA and DeMarlo's drip down.
Okay, this week's tough. I'll say, Jason, if you can upload pictures of your cat by the end of this, I'll give you a spot on honorable mention. But you got to put them in the Teams channel so I can see. In third place, I'll do Ethan because he got a new suit. If you want to give us a twirl. Not tonight. Okay, just kidding. Oh, okay, that's not good. Drink some water, I guess. In second place, I'll give it to Ben. I love his sweatshirt. It's so cute. I love it. Do a twirl. Purple is my favorite color.
The headphones match.
I know. It all works together.
Love it.
And then in first place, which this person's probably gonna be surprised, I'll pick Ariel because I think I like her shirt. If you want to give us a twirl. And then for honorable mention, are the cat pictures in? They are? Let me look at them. I can't see them. Oh no. It's okay. I'll give you an honorable mention for now, in hopes that you'll send pictures of your cat. But Ethan, I think you had something to say. Oh.
Kentrell?
Motion to adjourn pending final roll call.
There's been a motion to adjourn pending final roll call. Are there any objections? Seeing none, Chair Alderman Chile.
Senator Gomes.
No longer with us.
Senator Herrera.
Here.
Senator Trainer. Absent. Senator Ebay.
Present.
Chair Kenna.
Present.
D-Leg Morissette.
Present.
Chair Temple.
Present.
Chair Bishop.
Present.
Vice Chair Carringle.
Present.
Chair Datlas.
Present.
Senator DeCara.
Present.
Chair Butler.
Present.
Chair Campbell.
Here.
Vice Chair Cantrell.
Present.
Senator Castillo.
Here.
Senator Fintel.
Present.
Senator Hamid.
Present.
Senator Larson.
Here.
Senator Moore.
Here.
Senator Rose.
Here.
Senator Brown,
Present.
Senator Samillo, Chair Samillo,
Present.
Senator Hamayan, absent. Senator Nadella, absent. Senator Patel,
Here.
I am here. Senator Luthra, absent. Senator UC Ferry,
Present.
Senator Acosta,
Present.
Chair Borges,
Here.
Chair Carter,
Present.
Senator Duke,
Here.
Senator Hochfelder,
Here.
Speaker Holmes,
Present.
Chair Hurst,
Here.
Senator Kazay,
Here.
Senator Lacasse,
Present.
let's see. Senator Patel,
Here.
Senator Pullman,
Present.
Senator Richmond,
Present.
Senator Sandlin,
Present.
Senator Rivera, absent. Pro Temp DeMarla,
Here.
Deezer Mittal,
Present.
all right. 41 out of 43. Quorum is verified.
I adjourn this meeting at 9:05 p.m. Get out of here.